that means or anus. A lot of questions came up last week, and we're trying to look at them this week again before we round about this topic. The first of them is that we have established that sex between husbands should not be delayed. The moment you have an urge, you call your partner and you fulfill the urge. You don't have to, when you feel you have been seduced or attracted by any opposite sex outside, what I'm supposed to say, go back to your wife, he has the same thing. Call your man, he has the same thing. So don't delay it. Once you have the urge, call him, and it should know that it's their responsibility to fulfill this urge when the other partner needs it. Be given time. We've discussed also to should have a timetable. They say, well, that is subject to discussion between couple, and they have to agree within themselves. But as much as possible, if both of them are satisfied with the lay down, the understanding between two of them, there's no problem. But today, question came, which I tried to look at, and I'm sure this question will still be coming in. That is it permissible for couple to shave for themselves? And I received that question. Say, well, it's permissible for couples to shave because we have established the most, in Islam, one of the fitra is that the armpits and the pubic hair should be shaved at least once in 40 days, and either of the two parties can do it for each other. And again, there's a question we discuss: do we have sex with the husband when wife when she's pregnant? Of course, it's permissible to have relationship with your wife when she's pregnant, but you have to understand the methodology. You don't just jump on her or clamp on her in such a way that it will affect the fetus, affect the baby, the woman. So you have to be gentle with the woman if she's actually menstruating. That is very, very important. If she's pregnant, we have to do. When a woman is lactating, she has given back to a child. Do we meet them? The message of Allah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have established that initially it forbids a man meeting his wife while she's lactating, while she's breastfeeding a baby. But when she got to the past year and saw that they're doing the same thing and there's no effects on the child, he equally permitted it. That okay, it's permitted for you to have sexual relationship with your wife while they have lactating. It has no effect on the child. And that, you agree with me, that's one of the major reasons why our fathers marry too many wives.
Yeah.
And because the belief is that the moment a woman is lactating or breastfeeding a baby, if you make love with her at that time, then it's going to affect the growth of the child that is being lactated. So as a result, they avoid it. And since they cannot stay alone without a woman for a long period of time, you see some situation where husbands have abandoned their wife for 2 years while the woman is breastfeeding, because in Islam it's a compulsory, mandatory that you breastfeed your babies for 2 years. Allah said, وَلِوَالِدَاتِ يُرْدِعْنَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ لِمَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُتِمَّ الرِّضَاعَ. And for the breastfeeding mothers, Quran 2, ayah 2 to 3, that they should breastfeed their babies for 2 consecutive years for those who want to fulfill the condition of breastfeeding a baby. So it's mandatory. So what will happen between couple if there's no menstruation, if there's no copulation between that? So the man should be looking outside, or the woman too can have a urge. Of course, some people say most of the women don't have too much urge when they are actually breastfeeding their baby. The urge may be less, maybe because of the pressure of the child, breastfeeding the baby, washing the clothes, taking care of the baby, and all these things. It may not give the woman, much urge while she's breastfeeding. But the husband must understand that this, his wife has to be gentle with her at this period, and she has to try to persuade her, to convince her, not to force her, and not to be harsh with her, and not to abandon her during this period. Most of the time, clash happens between husband and wife when they breastfeed their baby, because the one may not have chance, may not have enough time for the husband. So in this period, Islam has recommended that we should be very, very kind with them, supportive with them, and try to be understanding with them. But we can have sexual relationship with them while they are doing that. And it's also advisable to women that during this period they keep themselves more clean, because in most cases it pees the husband away most of the time too, if they have a urge, because of the odor. Sometimes the breast milk, if it's not well taken care of, it leaks into the bra, into the bras of the woman, to the closeness of the woman, and this has some foul smell sometimes, and this smell pushes away the man from the woman. And that is why it said at that period the woman too should either pad it very well or be very, very clean and hygienic during this period. So it is important that this is allowed and it is done, permissibly. Now the greatest question that comes most of the time is when a woman is having postnatal bleeding or when she's menstruating, can you actually sleep with her at that time? It is clear in Islam. Allah is very, very clear about it. In Quran 2, Ayah 222. They will ask you concerning the menstrual cycle of women. يسألونك عن المحيض قل هو هذا فاعتذروا النساء في المحيض. They will ask you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the Jews, they have knowledge of Islam. They have the knowledge before Islam came. And people are used, the Nasara, the Ansar, they are very close to the Jews. So they get a lot of instruction from them. They take a clue from them. So they come to ask Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam many questions. So they will come to ask you concerning sexual relationship with a wife when she's menstruating. There's an etiquette of dealing with your wives when she's menstruating. Prior to Islam, when a woman is menstruating, the man abandons her. He does not sleep on the same bed with her. He does not eat with her. He does not sit near her. He just gives instruction from distance. He doesn't come close to her. Then Islam came and said, no, they are pure. The only thing that is not pure about them is between the navel and the knees. Only their private parts that is not clean at that time. But then it's this, it's nakulishain. Do everything with your wives when they are menstruating. Do everything with them. Play with them, talk with them, eat with them, sit with them, do things together with them, sit together, talk together, sleep together, but avoid sexual intercourse during this period. You must not sleep with her this period. That is forbidden to sleep with a woman that is menstruating. Until while at taharna, but when she's clean, she's pure of this menstruation, I say then take them from where Allah has permitted you. Where Allah has permitted, we have known where Allah has permitted. He has permitted only through the vagina, or through where the child is coming from, only through where that blood is coming from the front, not from the anus. So under no circumstances, oh, she's menstruating, then let us go from the anus. It cannot do from the anus. So because, okay, we say we should not near her while the blood is going, is coming out, then we can go from the back. Is it because of the blood? Then blood is not coming from the back? No. It is not permissible for you to go to your wife, whether she's menstruating or she's not menstruating, from the anus. The only area that is permissible is through the front, in the front. Of course, we have said it can be from the back, but if it's from the back, it should not be through the, anus, where the face is coming from. So you should not go your wife while she's menstruating. It is forbidden. And this menstruation has time and differ from woman to woman.
Yes.
Some will be 3 days, some 5 days, some 7 days. So depending on the nature of the woman. And it should be understood. That is why a woman must always discuss a menstrual cycle with her husband. A man must understand the menstrual cycle of his wife. How does it come? 2 days before last month, or 3 days before last month, or some days, what time does it come? Because it changes, because it moves with the moon. So after the it's only 28 cycles it comes. So the woman should be able to discuss to her husband, look, I'm likely to start these things to this time. I'm likely to start this thing for this time. I have the signs. Some people have the signs it's going to come. And that is why women during this period, one is very, very careful with them. They have mood swing. When they have mood swing, when they are menstruating or when it's about to come. So I have mood swing. Some will have migraine. They will have headache when it's coming. Some, they just become restless. Some are feverish. There are a lot of signs that it differ from woman to woman. And that's why it's important for every man to understand what is my wife, who is my wife, and what are the things that happens to her. So the woman too at the same time needs to discuss with husband. Look, I always observe that I always feel so, so, and so, and so. They see their medical doctor or they see their counselor to advise them. These are the signs. When your wife is, this is why it's having this problem. So during this period, we'll be very careful. So when he discusses in advance, okay, this is likely to come 3 days or 4 days time or anything, or the one I'm looking at it, it has come this period. So the man, once he tells the man, do whatever you want to do now, because once it comes, there's no what? It is not close. There's a red flag. Once it has started, there's no inlet for you. There's no way you can go. So therefore, try to do it. It is part of the etiquette of marriage that us couples must discuss this. It's part of the communication in marriage. When you get to there with discourses, one of the things you communicate is, when does my wife menstruate? Either the man initiates it or the one initiates it. But a man too should be able to know, to follow it. With this added, like a period. So within that period, whatever you want to do, try to do it so that that time it does not cause problem. Many a time you see a lot of couples, they have a lot of problems during that period. Because Allah has put sex there to settle dispute with the couples. If couples are really lovers, they love themselves. If they have issues, once they sleep with themselves, the problem will be solved. Allah has put as a solution. And that's why you see most of the time too, sometimes you see, couples, they are very happy in the night, everything playing together. Maybe in the night, the man asks his wife, okay, I want to have, a session with you. I want to make love with you, anything. So, and the woman refuses. Most cases, if the man has promised the woman something last night, in the morning, she will find it difficult to collect again. Because a man does not see it as refusal. The man sees it as a rejection. You are rejecting that it's not worth it. And that is why there must be discussion on it. They should discuss it and understand, okay, these are it. So when you discuss this, it takes away this fight away from the man. And that is why, like we discussed last week or previous week, that there must be a messenger before. The messenger is foreplay, discussion, playing, everything, so that the woman will be in the mood.
Yeah.
I know this, most likely this man is expecting something. And it too gets in the mood. You don't just jump on a hand like an animal. So, and during this period too, it is it causes dryness. The women sometimes, some of them are dry at that time because the blood that is coming, it is not actually lubricant. It's only to clean the system. And we know what menstruation blood is. It is the egg that's supposed to be fertilized by the semen of the man, and that's not fertilized. And what happened to it? It got destroyed. Isn't it?
Yes.
It got destroyed. So just like you have a ripe fruit, and when this ripe fruit is not plucked, what will happen?
It's going to fall off.
It's going to fall off. The same thing is the egg that's not fertilized. So it gets destroyed and it comes out. So it is dirty. That's why I say, it is filth. This blood comes from is filth. And that's what sometimes you see, it sometimes starts some odor. Some bad odors and everything. Of course, in these days, because of the medical, science and everything, you see, you will not feel it when you're sitting near a woman. They have to use body odors. They have to use deodorants, to keep their body, and use it on their body, even on their private, on their along their thighs and everything, so that the odor does not come out. So it is a lot of things that we not know. But in those days, that is why they should not even go to the mosque with them, because it can drop. They just use something, a cloth or something to pad it, and that's going to be soaked and it can get destroyed. So this is important, that a man understand how his wife feel during this period, and they discuss it. So to know that la takrab, don't go near them. Allah said it's haram. It's a sin that you go near a woman that is menstruating. Not going there means not penetrating what? Not penetrating there, not going through the two circumcised path. They should not penetrate. However, there's something that are permissible when a woman is menstruating. We have discussed it's permissible, you can eat together, not like the Jews that abandon their women. They don't eat together. part. So you keep rubbing on it, but it should not. So you can, some say you can put it in the armpit, you can put it between the breast. It's not shame. Do everything. Everything is permissible to you. Illa idkhal, except to penetrate the, listen. That is the position of, having sex with a woman while she is pregnant, while she's menstruating. However, we also discuss, I'm going to come back to the penalty. If for any reason you happen to fall on him or on her while she's pregnant, there's a penalty. You have to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. I'm sure you're going to shout when you hear that one now. Wow. So that is Islam. Because when Allah says something is haram, something is haram, if you do it, you must pay a penalty for it.
Exactly.
Because it's forbidden. Don't go near. That's why it gives you warning. Allah does not make something haram, it has warned you in advance that this thing, don't do it, and has given you a lot of permissibilities, a lot of chances. This period is only within, Now, somebody was asking too that between rounds you had a relationship with your wife and you want to repeat it. Maybe we are have an urge to continue to have another round. In Sharia, in Islam, you cannot continue on that same spot until you go and take a bath. You have to take a bath for that first ejaculation which you have won. For that first what do you call it? Is it
ejaculation, first round?
For the first round.
Yeah.
After the first round, the ejaculation, you have to wash that one off, because most of say even that is going to invigorate you more. It will give you more strength. Then you come back to it. Or if you feel too lazy to go and take a bath, then you do an ablution. Go and wash the part where it came out from, then do an ablution, like ablution from Salat, then come back to her to repeat it. But you can't do two
at a go
simultaneously. You can do 3, can do 4 if you feel like, but it has to be each one with a bath. Similarly, for one that has more than a wife, it is permissible for him to sleep with more than one wife at a time, but not together. Not the two wives sleeping together on the same bed. After this, you come to this. No, they must not see themselves. They must not be together. It's not permissible for 2 women to see their nakedness. It's not permissible for 2 men to see their nakedness. It's only between husband and wife that they can see each other's nakedness. So it's not permissible for you to have 2 wives and say, okay, this woman and this woman are my wife, so I can sleep with any of them, come from this one and go to that one. No. Or after finishing for this one, while this one is sleeping, you face one side or face the other side. No. They should not be there. This second one must not hear the sound or the eases that is coming from the first one. You should not have it. That's why there must be privacy in that. So you say close the door, shut the windows and everything, and put the curtains. So this is the position of, so this bath is, many people don't actually do this, and that is wrong in Islam, because you have established at the onset that sex in marriage in Islam, it is act of worship. It's not just fun, not just pleasure. You are doing it. Each time you do it, you get a reward for it. We have said it. Each time you have a relationship with your wife or your husband, you get a reward. That is why you cannot do it anywhere. And that is why the companions ask the Messenger of Allah, do we get rewarded for enjoying ourselves? Say yes. Because if you have enjoyed yourself wrongly,
would also pay penalty.
Just like we're eating. If you eat chicken, you eat goat meat, you go to, and you say, is it not meat we're eating? And you eat pork. Is it not the same meat? No, this one is permissible. This one is not what? Permissible. They're all meat, but it's not permissible. Oh, this is slaughtered, this is not slaughtered, this one died on his own. And you say, he died and I killed it immediately. This is because of this, it has become haram. This one is halal because it's a food process. So you cannot say because both of them are meat. But some of them are goat. How do you kill this? How do you kill that? So the same thing is relationship with your wife. You have rights for your wife, what you cannot do with other women. So we have to observe all this. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Daoud Adeleko. We do hope that you're enjoying this very critical discussion about sex in marriage. If you're just joining in, you're listening to Sex in Marriage on Your Marriage with Sheikh Adeleko. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. If you're just joining in, you're listening to Your Marriage with Sheikh Daoud Adelakon, reaching you live from Lights Radio, your source for knowledge. Do not forget that you can also be a part of this show by simply joining us on our various social media platforms. The live stream on Lights Radio on YouTube, Lights Radio on Facebook. You can also join us as well on the Lights Radio on Twitter, Light_Radio, on Instagram. You can write to us at official.lightradio@gmail.com. You can equally listen to us via the Radio Garden app. All you simply need to do is download the Radio Garden app from the Google Play Store for Android. You can also download the Light Radio app via our website www.lightradio.com. To partake in this show as well, you can call on 0809 738 4000. Alternatively, you can call as well 0809 732 4000. Do not forget that you are free to ask any questions pertaining to the topic at hand, which is sex in marriage. It's the third episode, and we've discussed quite a number of topics under the sex in marriage. So, Sheikh, in continuation, okay, we have a call.
Okay.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's the name and where you calling from?
Alhamdulillah.
What's the name and where you calling from?
I'm Hamid. I'm Abdul Hamid.
Calling from?
What's I'm calling from what's
It's great to have you on the show this morning, Abdul Hamid. I believe you'd like to ask a question.
Yes, what would you say about a woman who wants to fast on Monday and the husband refuses that she should fast, and happens most all the time when the husband is around, he refuses to allow the wife to fast on Monday, and she likes to fast, and the reason is that we're going to spend time with her. So what if, because it's happening all the time, what would be the ruling, the advice of the Sheikh on that?
Jazakumullah khair, and the Sheikh will provide an answer.
Well, thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. If I get your question well, you're saying that a wife always want to fast either on Monday or Thursday, which is a student fast week, a weekly student fast, and the
husband always refuse her from this fasting. I think it's pertaining to Monday, but we can add Thursday as well.
Okay, yes. Well, so anyone
each time she wants to fast on Monday, and it has become a tradition such that any of those Mondays where the husband needs to have access to her, she declines.
Is that the only day she asks for her? That's the right one to look at. Normally, we should encourage ourselves, but in Sunnah, in Sunnah of marriage, it is not permissible for a wife to fast any supererogatory fast except with the permission of the husband. When the husband is present, that's why it says when the husband is present. If the is travel, it's not there, no problem. But if the is available, is with there, he has no right to fast on that day. On that day, Allah will give her the reward of fasting if she wants to fasting. If she pleases her husband, Allah will give her the reward of fasting.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's the name and where are you calling from? Oh, it's a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
I'm really enjoying our show. Allah is doing wonderful.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah.
We have done justice to the topic, but I don't have one question to ask.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Àwọn ṣe fún ṣàlàyé fún ara ìpẹ́ wípé ọkùnrin tó ní ìyàwó méjì mẹ́ta kò láǹfààní láti bá wọn jọ ní nǹkan kan pọ̀ lásìkò kan náà tọ́nà wọn ríra wọn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó bá ṣe wípé ọkùnrin yẹn ló nífẹ̀ẹ́ irú nǹkan báyẹn. Táwọn ìyàwó dẹ̀ ti gbàgbọ́ yẹ wípé èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ń tọ́lá yìí. Wọ́n sì ní àgbọ̀dọ̀ kọ àṣẹ sọ́kọ wa lẹ́nu. Kí làwọn obìnrin yẹn lè ṣe nínú ìrìn àyè ìdáhùn? Tí kí wọ́n máa tẹ̀lé àṣẹ ọkọ. Tọ́mọ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àbí báwo ni káwọn ṣe?
Ok, obìnrin gbọ́dọ̀ kọ̀ṣẹ́ sọ́kọ ẹ̀ lẹ́nu ní ìdúnwọ̀gbà tí ọkọ ò bá ti fún nínú tó tako àṣẹ Ọlọ́run. لا طاعة الخالق للمخلوق في معصية الخالق. kò sí ìtẹ̀lé àṣẹ ń tá a dá láti ṣẹni tó dá ni. a ò lè tẹ̀lé àṣẹ ọkọ lórí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fún tọ́lọ́run olówó òfẹ́ irú bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pé òun fẹ́ bá rẹ̀ sùn láti fọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí ọlọ́run olówó òfẹ́ ọkọ nìkan tó ń fẹ́ nìyẹn
yóò yarí ni.
o láti yarí tọ́lọ́ bá ti ní òun òfẹ́ o láti yarí. then number 2 láti mọ̀ pé àṣírí wà láàrin obìnrin sí obìnrin ó dẹ̀ wà láàrin ọkùnrin sí ọkùnrin ọkọ àti ìyàwó nìkan ló lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti rí òwò ara wọn ìyàwó méjì ò ní ẹ̀tọ́ àti rí òwò ara wọn kódà kó jẹ́ ọkọ kan náà ló fẹ́ wọn ló fi débi kó tá a bá débi ọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá dọ́dọ̀ IVF lọ́jọ́ iwájú a máa sọ pé ṣáà lè lo ẹyin ìyàwó kan fún ìyàwó mi a lè lo obìnrin oníkálukú individualistic wà fún oníkálukú ìyàwó kọ̀ọ̀kan dá dúró láyé títí ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀tọ́ títí ẹ̀ tó yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀tọ́ ìkejì so gbọ́dọ̀ fi ìkan do ìkan so fún pleasure ọkọ kó wá kóbìnrin mẹ́ta jọ kó máa bá kóbìnrin sùn kí lè máa wò kí tó máa wò bí ṣe ń ké bí ṣe ń ké kò dá bẹ́ẹ̀ ọlọ́run tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ló tẹ́ kí lẹ wí.
kò sí kí jẹ́
three storm two storm àbí three kí lẹ pé three storm àbí kí lẹ pé kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀
three storm
four storm kò sí one storm náà ni ọkọ àtìyàwó nìkan ni kọ́ọ̀dìjọ wà tó bá wá parí ẹ̀ tó bá tún wù láti kejì pé ilé ìsọra tí mo tún fẹ́ tó bá ló fẹ́ bá kó lọ wẹ̀ kó wá lọ báyà rẹ̀ tí ní láyè títí ẹ̀ lọ́tọ̀ àmọ́ kò lè bá àwọn méjì ṣe pọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà aráàmù ni kódà wọn ò lè jọ wẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ìyàwó méjì ò lè jọ wẹ̀ pọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà àmọ́ kọ àti ìyàwó lè jọ wẹ̀ pọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà so ló fi jẹ́ pé bí ta bá ti lọ́bì sọ pé tó mú ọmọ wa tá a bí tó bá ti dàgbà tó bá ti bàlágà ká separate wọn lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ọmọ obìnrin méjì tó ti bàlágà ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa wẹ̀ pọ̀ ọkùnrin méjì tó ti bàlágà ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa wẹ̀ pọ̀ kó máa wo òwò ara wọn tó bá ti bàlágà ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sùn pọ̀ lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà so ọkọ àti ìyàwó nìkan ló látọ̀ láti jọ sùn lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà àmọ́ ìyàwó méjì ìyàwó mẹ́ta wá jọ sùn lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà kó wá sùn sí wọn láàrin it is wrong. àbújápẹ́ dọ̀rú ló mú wá lókù tó bá dẹ̀ bá wọn sùn tó bá pẹ́ dọ̀rú wá mọ́tẹ́ rẹ̀ sùn wá sùn sọ́ra òun ní bá kankan ṣe kankan náà méjì ìyẹ̀pẹ́ kan sùn wá ń yọjú ṣe kan pẹ̀lú kejì irọ́ o gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe so wallahu alam.
Jazakumullah khairan, ya Sheikh. So another question is the wife likes to have sex more often than the husband, or let's put it this way, the wife has higher libido levels
than the husband.
And the husband is not someone who is capable of doing so much, in meeting to her expectation. Of course, he can do a round and satisfy her. However, after the satisfaction one round, she wants further rounds, and the husband is not. So the sister is asking, what can she do in order not to see the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Well, she's concerned. Yes, she's concerned. She has just to be praying to Allah because she has no right to go and see medical doctor, seek medical assistance on how can I enhance the capability or the performance of my husband. Can seek an assistance. There could be a way of assisting him to do more. And in that situation, so that is why we say in that situation there should be more of foreplay. When there's more of foreplay and everything, perhaps the woman too will have come many times before reach orgasm before the man comes in. So they should devise a way. If they see a marriage therapist or sex therapist or a doctor, so they can always advise them, okay, this is the way to go about it. It's not a crime. Discussing it is sunnah. Inna Allah la yastahi an haqqa. When they ask the message of Allah, Allah does not shy from telling the truth. That's why it discusses everything. When your wives are your teeth, enter into them many times. So we don't. It's not something that is. It's not a dirty discussion. What you are having. Some people will say dirty discussion about. It's not dirty, because Allah has created it, and all book of fiqh has a section on copulation between couples and the way it should be done between couples. So you have experts in that field. You can consult them. Okay, what can I do in this situation? How can I enhance the kind of food that your husband takes? The strength, whether he comes, he rest more. And most of the time, you have to look at some men. Most of the men, they have urge more early in the morning. Maybe they slept, because it is blood that is pumping there. By the time you sleep, the blood will have rested. So in the morning, perhaps the urge will be more than in the night when you just walk out and everything. So it depends. And women too, most of the time when they have slept, they don't want to be woken up when they have slept. So you do what you do before I sleep, or when he has gotten up, everything. So all this could be discussion. So the woman should just try to seek assistance to help, because she has no right to go and do it outside. She has no right whatsoever.
Jazakumullah khair, ya Sheikh. We have a comment from Aminu Oluwanishola, who says, Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh Dawood Adelakon. May Almighty Allah reward you abundantly. I say Amen to that. Another comment is from what's this called? Is this okay? Ahmed Lawan. Are you related to the Senate President? I assume not. Okay, so he's stating that I can't seem to comprehend your comment here. Let's see. I think you should send this comment again. It's mumbled up and I can't see it so well. So, Sheikh, what is the way out for someone who has, out of not knowing, met with a wife during menstruation?
Well, you see, Allah have said categorically in Quran that He has not left anything untouched in this religion, in the Quran. Nothing has been left untouched. About this, our religion, everything has been discussed. And in the Sunnah, you see it on the Quran, or from the Salaf, or from the Sahaba. So, if for any reason a man jumps on his wife while she's menstruating, intentionally or unintentionally, but she knows. If he does not know she's menstruating, it's a different thing entirely. If the woman does not know that she's menstruating, maybe the thing just, while they started in the course, the thing started. Maybe it was almost the time, or you never knew, the thing just started during the course. There's nothing on them. But if she's not aware that this my wife is menstruating, and she said, I'm menstruating, and the man insisted, I must have it. Or a situation, I've seen some situation when some couples come that the man is not resident, he travels all the time, and he just came. They had a function doing in Lagos, everything, just came, and when he came, the wife is menstruating, and he must go back the second day. What are we going to do? They wrap it up and just fondue with her and everything. Why do I do this fondue? This cannot solve the problem. You have to do this thing. Okay, do I use condom? Do I use something? Do I go in? Islam says, don't go near them when she's menstruating. However, rather than you committing zina, if I don't do this, I will have to do something. No, is zina or anything. Rather than that, so if you do it for any reason, there's a penalty. That's to be paid. This penalty varies. At what time did you do it? Was it at the beginning, what was just started and flowing, or was it at the end? This is going to stop, today or tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to stop, and you can't wait for that tomorrow. You are so much in a hurry and everything. You have to do it, so you're going to pay penalty. The penalty is, Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anha have said that the Messenger of Allah said, whoever that falls on his wife while she's menstruating, while she's menstruating, called Ibn Abbas and Abi Dawood Sunan Albani, والحديث صحيح امرأة وهي حاهض قل يتصدق بدينار أو نصف دينار. If she falls on his wife while she's menstruating, I've told you she can do anything, but now it's actual penetration into it while she's menstruating, she is going to pay 1 dinar as a penalty for that act which has done, and that will be as sadaqah. We use that money as sadaqah. So what is 1 dinar? 1 dinar today is 4.25 grams of gold.
Oh, okay.
4. Not million. Million K. 4.25 grams of gold. And in gold you have different carats. 18 carats, 24 carats, 12 carats. But 18 appears to be middle, so they take 18 carats gold because it's not the cheapest and it's not the most expensive. If it's very rich man, it goes for the most expensive one. He pays it. And gold today, if you check it, gold today, I think 1 gram is about $59.5. So it's about $59.5. So we have 4.525 grams today, according to, if it's 18 carats, according to, it's about 79,744. So I'll be sorry, $253. It's called $253, which is 79,744 today. If you want to check, in Nigeria naira today, that's what they say. Then if it's 24 carats, about 106,000, you are going to pay sadaqah of 79,000 naira, 447.44, for sleeping with your wife while she's menstruating. Give a sadaqah, not to how, to a charity home or to anybody. That's the ability. For sleeping with your wife while she's menstruating. It's a penalty. Why is that? To discourage people. So people say, after what is that? Some people are billionaires. What is that? What is 79,000 when I'm a billionaire? It does not. What Allah says, don't do it. But for any reason, if you want to do it, you have to pay this penalty and give it to the poor for doing that. Just like in the Ramadan, if for any reason you sleep on your wife in the afternoon of Ramadan,
you pay a price.
You pay a price for it. Don't mind those who say you don't pay anything. There's a kafara. So because Allah has said clearly, they will ask you concerning their menstruation. Tell them, wahada, it is filth. Wala takrabuhunna, don't go near them ataytuhurna until they are clean, until they are pure. So since Allah has made that categorical, if you do it, it becomes a sin. You must avoid that at all costs. But if you are pressed by nature, cannot control it against, then you are going to pay a price for it. You are pressed by nature, you are going to pay a price for it. So you should not do it. It is a sin. But it does happen. I've seen those who do it. But some people want to take it as habit. I have some people that say they enjoy it more when she's menstruating. No, that is satanic. That is shaitan. Shaitan, that's what shaitan likes. Shaitan likes filth. Those who use shaitan, he likes dirty things. He likes filth. Whatever Allah says is prohibited, that's what shaitan will like. Shaitan will like it. Whatever Allah says is halal, that will be too difficult for them to do.
So we have, thank you so much, Sheikh. We have another question from Yusuf Rahman Babatinde, who asks, what is the ruling of a wife who does things without her consent, without her husband's consent, despite the fact that the husband provides every needs for the family?
It is a sin for a woman to disobey her husband in all ramifications, except in those areas which Allah have said to be haram. Because people don't understand what the concept of marriage is. Once you are married, your husband becomes your guardian. It becomes your wali. It's a protection, no matter how rich you are. It's a protection for the woman to be guarded so that she does not misbehave. No matter, sometimes women are more intelligent than their husband. There's something about it. But then, this is one cause. Tell people, if you want to marry, don't marry a man you can never respect. The man that cannot obey, don't marry him. I can't obey him, don't marry him. Once you marry him, you must respect him. Once you marry him, you must obey him. That is the injunction of Allah. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله البعض على بعض بما أنفقوا من أموالهم. More especially if the man is capable enough to take care of you, to meet your demands, to foot your bills. That situation, you must obey him all ramifications, except in those areas that says, if you want to do anything, yes, we're going to discuss that one too, inshallah. Wealth, your wealth is your wealth. Know that about it. In Islam, what belongs to the man does not belong to the woman. What belongs to the woman does not belong to the man. Your salary is not his money. His salary is not your money. It's what he gives out of his salary that is your own. If you want to give anything from your own to your husband, you can give, except you have an agreement. So you have your wealth as well, but that wealth which you have, you can't spend it as you like. That is where Islam is there. We are talking of Sharia, we're talking of Islam. We're not talking of culture. We're not talking of Western ideologies. We are talking of Islam. Because we are guided by this as Muslim. It's either you become a Muslim fully or you break out. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. So every time you have to be guided by the teaching of Islam. Don't be guided by the Western women feminism or women liberation, anything. Islam does not put women in bondage. They have their freedom. But freedom subject to where Allah. We even as human beings, we don't have absolute freedom in our life. All of us.
True.
We have restricted freedom. So the same thing is a wife. So you cannot say, a woman cannot say now, okay, I want to buy a car. And she just go home today, just bring a car. I just bought this car and I just like it now. Yes, it's your money. It's not his money. But, courtesy demands that you say, my husband, I saw one car, I love it, I want to buy it for myself.
Another comment from Dayo Shuremekun states, Jazakumullah khairan to Sheikh Daoud Adetokunbo Adelakun. I assume this person knows you so well. And in continuation, he says, may Allah continue to bless your home and increase you in wisdom and understanding. Thank you so much for the lovely comment. Another question, Sheikh. A certain man, with understanding that you do not penetrate your wife during menstruation.
Okay.
However, they decided to do theirs in the course, without intention of penetrating. So she had ties, closed.
Close together.
It wasn't padded. She had her ties close together and he was penetrating the ties. However, unknown to him, he had slipped into
I spoke to the vagina.
Into the vagina.
No.
But as soon as he realized that, in fact, as soon as she realized that, she called his attention and he pulled out. So what's the judgment
in that situation? It has come by mistake. He has taken precautions not to do that. But then the mistake he did that was he should have padded it. He should have padded it. Either the woman puts her hand to put a bridge between the two, so it doesn't get there, or try to do. Because to some extent too, you have to sympathize with some women. Because sometimes when some men are in a hurry, they just have to give it to them. Because if you don't give it to them, they know this man, once he has, he can go what to, he has a temptation that he can do. So, and some men, when they have a hurry, the moment they're not satisfied, they just behave like mad people. So sometimes the wife wants to please the husband, okay, fine, do it this way. So you lubricate it. When you lubricate it, you put it between the thighs and everything. But what the person says, do everything. The most of us say, pad it. Then you put it between the thighs, do everything except the penetration. So if that happens by mistake now, after they are taking up precautions, then that's, and instantly he realized they withdraw, not continuing. So it is permissible. It's at least there's no sin upon them, because he realizes that he has taken precaution, then there's no sin upon them. Just like somebody that is eating, that's in Ramadan, is fasting, and he mistakenly put food in his mouth not knowing. So
is allowed. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you so much. Another comment from Hassan Oladimedi, who says Jazakumullah khairan for this presentation. Ya Sheikh, we do pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide you.
Ameen, and you
guide as well your household.
Ameen.
What are we discussing next week?
I don't think we have.
We've not exhausted this.
You've not exhausted this.
So we have episode 4.
I hope so.
Wow, when we started this, I didn't know it's
questions. So the more questions, because this is a very important aspect of marriage, and there are a lot of issues around it. Because a lot of myth around marriage. We can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do. Whereas Islam has actually, define what marriage is and how we should go about it. So that is why knowledge of it is very, very important, and they are really discussed. And why they are discussed, they are always discussed from the mundane point of view, not from the Islamic point of view. So you have to strike a balance and say, what does Islam says about it? Because he knows, like in Ramadan, before when Allah says, they should not meet their wives from morning to night, then in the night too, some people go to their wives. Allah says, we know that you do this secretly, therefore let me legalize it for you. So he puts some, because he know they do it. A lot of things are there that people do, but they are afraid to ask. You should feel free to ask. Then we look into the solution we gather. So we know what I'm doing what is right. What I'm doing is I'm doing the right thing. Some people are doing right thing, they feel they're doing wrong thing. And so I do wrong thing, they feel they're doing right thing. So there must be a forum to always, hear this out. For matured minds, and they discuss it. Because it does happen. It has to happen.
We're sipping this last comment from Rafia Odebe. I hope I got that correctly. Who says, Jazakallahu khairan, sir. May Allah continue to bless you and your entire household.
Amen.
So, inshallah, we shall continue on this same topic, sex in marriage, same time next week on your favorite dial, Lights Radio, your source for knowledge. Do endeavor to join us. We do hope we've been so insightful in today's episode of the show. Can we get final parts from
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for listeners and everybody here. We ask Allah to continue to please with each and every one of us. Please, our home is important. It is the foundation of the society. Let's take care of it. Sex, we have known, it is sacred. It's only thing that is permissible within marriage. Therefore, reach an agreement, reach an harmonious situation with your spouse. Discuss it and try to understand what are our weaknesses, what are my strengths. Try to help each other where you have comparative advantage. It's very, very important. You don't joke. It is religious. When you do it, Allah gives you a reward. May Allah continue to be with us. May Allah continue to strengthen us. And don't hesitate or don't feel shy to ask any question. You can send the questions online. When you have them, you can pile them up. We'll look at them before we come next time. Then we'll look into it. This should be an interactive session.
No.
We should be discussing with you. You discuss with us. We talk.
No.
This is home. It's about our home.
No.
The subject is about our home. It's about our room. So that is what this program is meant for. It's about each other's room. And that's why it's done early in the morning before you go out. So it's still with your spouse before you go out. That's why it's a weekend when you have the time. May Allah make it easy for all of us. May Allah guide us aright. May Allah give us peace and tranquility in this our nation. May Allah bless all our homes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Before you go, Sheikh, how can we reach you? In case for people who cannot...
you can reach me on phone number 080 371 88183 080 371 88183 or 0808 258 1928 0808 258 1928. You can reach me there. Our office is in Ikorodu at Forever Plaza, number 100 Nigeria Road, Ikorodu, after Itamaga. You receive Abdul Qad Foundation office. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I remember us, Sheikh Dawood Adetokunbo Adelaku. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I remain your host, Abdul Rahim Malaka. Thank you for listening. Join us again next week. Masalam.
Assalam.